2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And, of course, Marcus Smart. Even with him gone, they've shaken it off quickly and have really come together as a team.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, Kevin, they didn't just let him go for nothing. They got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And that's the idea. You know, you want to build a foundation on which this team can continue to move upward. So certainly some fans unhappy to see him go, but fans will be patient, and they also continue to be fans.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. George Hill out there with Ellis. Then there's Allen. Then it's Hill, and it's George in at the 3. Now, here's Thomas. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. It's deflected. It's stolen by Allen. And George, here we go. Misses from close range.
You know, and Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch prior to last year.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Boston shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And both free throws good for Thomas. And with Paul George going with the number 13 now, as you can see, helps with his nickname, PG-13.
Yeah, that's a good nickname, a nice fit. Young Tracy, as he likes to go by on Twitter, he said himself that it was about embracing his stature and stardom in the league. Nice way to do it.
For Boston, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Outside Bradley. Clock at 6. Sullinger the screen. Bradley dishes to Sullinger. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Sullinger. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Stolen by Ellis. Hill a screen on Thomas. And it's Ellis penetrating. Great D that time from Thomas. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Magic.
And with the number of turnovers they had in that game, guys, it was going to be an uphill battle all the way.
Especially when you couple the turnovers with the soft defense they were playing. That's a losing combination.
Now, here's Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Off the pick. Allen with the rebound.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Bradley with the ball. Pass to Thomas. Sullinger, a screen on Hill. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Sullinger's got his second bucket.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And that one's good. Hill's got his first points of the game.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
And here is Jordan. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Back to Thomas. Outside Bradley. Passes it to Sullinger. Right block shot. And that one goes long.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Hill passes to Ellis. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Now, here's Thomas. Here's Bradley, and it's sent back by Hill. And they'll keep possession. Sullinger with the bucket.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Here's Hill. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Orlando.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
Here's Thomas. Dishes it to Sullinger. Crowder kicks to Jordan. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about. But all around the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yes, third in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench. First in the NBA in bench rebounding and top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
And he can't hit the second.
You know, a career high for DeAndre Jordan in free throw attempts a game, almost 6 a game. And a lot of those actually came from the Hacker Jordan tactic.
Now, here is George. 6 points for him. Hill. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Hill's got 6.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Hill against Thomas. Unloads. And he's on the money with his first shot today. As you said, Greg, Hackett Jordan was in full effect last year. Not a great thing to watch, obviously, but a viable strategy given his career free throw percentage.
And what's funny about the Hackett Jordan is that it usually works in his favor. Historically, when Jordan shoots over 10 free throws a game, his team almost always wins. And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And, Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
Some changes for Boston. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Jared Sullinger. Turner comes in for Crowder, and it's C.J. Miles in for Bradley. Then for the Pacers, Mahimi's checked in for Allen. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Monte Ellis. Celtics trailed by 8. Here's Thomas. Right side, Jordan. To the inside, Zeller. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. Coming off a terrific season, Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 15 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
You know, his willingness to bang down low, move opponents off the block, those are valuable contributions.
The Celtics making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Turner's checked in for Indiana. Smart comes in for George Hill. Pacers leading by 6. Smart dishes to Turner. Smart puts the pick in for Turner. Stuckey drives inside. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical, dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Now, here's Thomas. Johnson sets the screen for Thomas. To the wing right side, and a wide open look for Zeller. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
13 feet away. The shot by Mahinmi, no good.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, it really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
Now here's Thomas. Zeller setting the pick for Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Outside Turner. Here's the screen. Stuckey outside. Down low. Turner with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Thomas is running. And then C.J. Miles with the dunk.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Back to Thomas. Now the feed to Miles. 5 to shoot. Johnson can't hit. Indiana leading. Smart passes to Turner. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Turner's got his first 2 points of the night.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's Thomas, following the score by Miles Turner. 3-pointer. Rebound by Mahinmi. Pacers leading by 4. Stuckey kicks to George. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Hunter's checked in for Boston. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Now here's Turner. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Now the pass to Hunter. Boston again missing. And so here is Indiana. They lead by 7. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Earlier, I spoke with Frank Vogel. We talked about how they can best press their advantages in this game, and he told me that he expects their shot blocking to play an important role. He said, listen, obviously we want to keep them on the perimeter as much as possible, but with our length and timing, we can also bottle them up inside. And Kevin, he's hoping that'll help them secure their second win in this season series.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks, guys. What's your take on that?
You know, I think it's probably the way to go. The defensive approach suits their style and their personnel. So I think you go with it.
Yeah, and you stay true to your identity, and theirs is clearly at the defensive end.
Johnson with the block. And they'll keep possession. He gives them a double-digit lead. Stuckey's got his second basket of the night. Celtics trail by 11. A minute 42 left in the first quarter of the game. Johnson the screen. Here's Hunter. Drains the three-pointer. Hunter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
And Evan Turner's one of those guys, he just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
Smart dishes to George. They set the pick. Feeds it to Mahimi. Stuckey outside. And the three off target.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Now here's Turner. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling. Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
So it's Boston now. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Turner. Rebound by Mahimi.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
That's good. And it's a 10-point Pacer lead.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Now here's Turner. Stolen by Smart. George, that's a two-pointer, but they'll get another chance. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years. And
almost like a soccer atmosphere. I don't know if you've been to a soccer game over.
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Celtics, they've got Avery Bradley. Jared Sullinger is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Hunter in at point guard. Bradley drives in. It's stolen by Allen. And now Ellis running the floor all by himself. And that one's good. Ellis has got 6 points.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Sullinger. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed him.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
Thomas checked in for Boston. Hill a screen on Thomas. Hill kicks to Hill. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Both free throws good from Hill.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
Jordan the screen. Thomas passes to Sullinger. 5 on the clock. And the layup is good. Sullinger's got 10. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Hill against Thomas. Hill sets the screen for Ellis. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Ellis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Bradley sets the pick for Sullinger. To the middle, it's taken away by Stuckey. Teardrop shot. Hill dishes to Stuckey. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists in the game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Outside Thomas. The dish to Sullinger. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. In fourth, the Celtics.
Well, I thought this team last season was a team that had some beautiful dimes. I mean, they would spread the floor with their ball movement and spacing and player movement. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Nice passes leading the basket. What a night for Sullinger. He's got 11 points, and he's added to his totals by picking up 3 points at the line as well.
Yeah, that'll balance out that stat sheet nicely. I mean, you always want to see at least a few points from the free throw line.
Hill, good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Free throw line jump shot. And it's off the back rim. No good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
And now a moment to see the stats for Sullinger. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
And guys, they're finally getting the consistency they wanted to see from him. Look for that to continue.
He just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
Sullinger the screen. Thomas up top. He's guarded by Hill. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. To the paint. Oh, and the jam by Sullinger.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Pacers leading by 16. Hill kicks to Hill. Knocks it loose. Ellis against Bradley. Hill has the open look. Offensive rebound, a second chance effort, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Pacers have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
Pacers have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Now here's Ellis. 8 points for him. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? 3rd in opponent field goal percentage, 4th in opponent points per game, and they also showed up in the top 5 in team rebounds. That means everybody's doing their job on the boards. This is a very strong rebounding team.
And you mentioned their ranking in terms of opponent field goal percentage. Such an important stat. They did not give up the easy looks. You really had to work for whatever you got.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
Boston making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. The first one falls.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Celtics trail by 19. Outside Thomas. Zeller setting the pick for Thomas. And, oh, here we go with Hill. Nobody back. And that one's good. Hill's got his second bucket of the night.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Outside Thomas. Kicks to Sullinger. Knocked away. 6 to shoot. Thomas passes to Zeller. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Johnson comes in for Sullinger, and it's C.J. Miles in for Avery Bradley. The Pacers also changing it up. Mahimi comes in for Allen, and Georgia subbed in for Rodney Stuckey. Thomas kicks to Johnson. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 6 assists here tonight.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Pick up by Hill. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. No good. Now Boston takes it the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Back to Thomas. The Celtics need to get a shot off. A nice shot by Zeller.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Hunter's checked in for Boston. Turner comes in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the Pacers, Turner's checked in for Hill. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Monte Ellis. Outside Turner. Zeller, a screen on Hill. On the wing, Johnson. From outside the arc. And it's Johnson again missing. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
Here's Smart. And laid in to finish the break.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly but very efficiently.
Hill against Turner. He dishes it to Johnson. Pass to Miles. Out to the wing. Hunter. And the three ball is good. Hunter's got 6.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Hill kicks to George. And it's Miles with the rebound.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
They have constantly shot themselves in the foot this quarter with all of these turnovers.
Very simple. You can't score if you can't maintain possession.
Jerebko's checked in for Amir Johnson. Smart, wide open, he fires. Does not score with that shot. It's his second miss against 2 made shots. Hill against Turner. He kicks it to Zeller. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Here's Mahimi. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Outside Turner. Zeller setting the pick for Turner. He feeds it to Zeller. Now Turner looking for his first basket still in this one. Picked by Zeller. Turner dishes to Zeller. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And how about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Well, last year for the Celtics, they weren't exactly world beaters at home. Still good enough, though, to get the job done.
Yeah, just a game over 500 here in Boston. Not great, but at least it was over 500 for a young up-and-coming team.
Outside, George, and he slams it one-handed. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
Here's Jerebko, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
And, you know, for the Celtics at home, they were able to get wins by playing tough defense in front of their rabid fans. Their offense virtually the same as when they were on the road. The defense was the difference at home.
Pass to George. And then George with the jam.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He capped that dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one.
On the wing, Turner. He's guarded by Hill. Hunter, no good.
And as you said with the Celtics, it was the D at home that helped them get wins here. They'll want to be better than one game over 500 this season to get back into the postseason.
Turner with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's Jerebko, top of the key. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Outside, George, and it's blocked. They push it up 4-on-3. 54 seconds left to play in the first half. To the paint, here's Zeller, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Hill kicks to Smart. Outside Turner. To the middle. Hill against Turner. There's the triple. And George Hill, good for 3. Hill's got 15 points.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Outside Turner. Zeller, a screen on Hill. Hill against Turner. Zeller setting the pick for Turner. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
So as we conclude the first half, so far...
Monte, you...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first, so it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They are in control of this game, up by 18. Kenny?
Well, right now, they're winning the battle above the rim. I'm talking about all their offensive rebounding, just a ton.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started.
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us.
Been a big game for Hill. He's got 19 points and some of his offense coming at the foul line with 5 points there.
Clark, 5 pretty big points indeed.
On the court for Indiana, they've got Paul George. Hill is out there with Allen. And there's Hill. And it's Ellis at the 2 spot. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Both free throws good from Sullinger.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Sullinger brings the double team. Here's Allen. Rebound Boston. Jordan's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Celtics trail by 16. Thomas gets a wide open look. Bangs home the trifecta. Thomas got 7.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Now a timeout called by Boston. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams.
Celtics trail by 15. Outside Thomas. Sullinger, a screen on Hill. Here's Thomas, plenty of space. The shot by Sullinger, wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. And that's 17 points for Jared Sullinger. Hill kicks to Ellis. Here's the screen. Rebound Boston. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Here's Jordan, and the call will be against George Hill. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Thomas passes to Sullinger. Here's Crowder. That 3 off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And it's George finishing it off.
Punches it down with pop.
And rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Sullinger, a screen on Hill. And here is Thomas. 7 points in the game. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Passes to Crowder. Here's the 3. The shot no good. Excellent D there from Allen. Hill kicks to George. Again, Indiana.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Celtics call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it roughed last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Crowder. And a change for the Pacers. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for George Hill. Outside Bradley. Dishes to Sullinger. Outside for Thomas. The 3. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
Thomas against Stuckey. And there's the feed to Bradley. From the arc. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sullinger.
And now a look at Monte Ellis. The numbers on him, how he performed last season. 8th in steals and amongst the league's top-tier scorers. Top 20 in points per game.
And top 10 in steals, as you said last year. Always a threat to cause a turnover.
Shot clock at 5. Stuckey for 3.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Jordan with it. George picks him up. Shot to stop the drought. Kept alive.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
Here's Allen. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul call. He'll shoot free throws. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went, Clark, 15-26 on the year, and it cost them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. His absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
And for the Pacers, perhaps the biggest loss of the season for them was on the road. Couldn't get it done in Memphis on the final day of the season to try and get into the postseason.
And it's Ellis penetrating. George. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And that's 23 points for Paul George. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Pacers?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Bradley dishes to Sullinger. Excellent D there from Allen.
Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
Here's Thomas. 7 points in the game. In the corner, Miles with it. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Miles has got 7 points.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And they're able to recover, and the basket by Hill.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
In the corner, Miles with it, all alone. And that one's good. Miles has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Pick up by Hill. And it's good off the back rim and in.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Now here's Thomas. Jordan the screen. Inside, back to Thomas. Celtics passing it around. Bradley. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. Ellis, the pass to Stuckey. Sullinger against Allen. And the pass to Ellis. And not sure what he was thinking there. Celtics trail by 21. Bradley with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. Stolen by Ellis. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Ellis with the ball. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Thomas kicks to Jordan, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Johnson, he's checked in for Sullinger. Jay Crowder comes in for C.J. Miles. Hunter's checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Turner in for Thomas. The Pacers also changing it up. Mahimi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Lavoy Allen. And Smart subbed in for Ellis.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Feeds to Jordan. Outside Turner. Now the dish to Jordan. Clock at 6. And he dunks it down.
Forget about finesse and agility. This big fella is all about power and force.
Pacers leading by 20. Smart kicks to Turner. Stuckey outside. There's the pick. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Now Turner. Jordan the screen. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. It's stolen by Mahimi. Smart with the ball. Kicks to Stuckey. A 3-ball. Stuckey with another miss. Boston's going to less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. On the wing, Turner. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Last time they met was in Indiana.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Yeah, I agree with you. The numbers shout loud and strong. I mean, a major edge for them clearing the backboards, and that was the difference on the scoreboard, too.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
George having a fantastic game. He has 23 points, and the assist numbers, tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now. Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
Boston making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. Zeller, a screen on Hill. And it's Turner off the drive. No one near him. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got his third rebound on the night. And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for him last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly. Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him.
Turner with it. He's picked up by Hill. Hill against Turner. Zeller setting the pick for Turner. In the corner, Crowder with it. And again, it's Boston converting. Indiana leading by 21. Hill kicks to George. He dishes it to Turner. Outside, George. There's the screen. Can't get it to go. And it's Boston the other way. A minute 20 left in the third quarter of the game. Hill pulls it in.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Left to play here in the third. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. That'll put Paul George on the line. That one on Turner. And the Celtics with possession here. It's stolen by Hill. Turner with a screen for Hill. The rebound by Johnson. Boston's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Zeller, a screen on Hill. And Turner kicks to Zeller. In the corner, Crowder with it. It's good from long range. Crowder's got 8 here in the quarter.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Got a hand on it. Pass to Turner. Johnson with a screen on Hill. And Turner kicks to Johnson. Here's Hunter. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet. Hunter's got his third basket of the night.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
Offensive rebound, Mahimi, and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Pacers lead by 20.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Pacers out in front, running away with this one. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And so it's Indiana with it. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Jay Crowder out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Jordan in at the center. That's the Boston 5. Thomas goes in. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Hill's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Ellis can't get it to go.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Bradley sets the pick for Sullinger. That's good for Thomas on the assist from Jared Sullinger. And it's 9 points for Isaiah Thomas. Pacers leading by 18. Ellis outside. Five to shoot. The drive by Hill. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Back to Thomas, inside, Jordan, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Hill kicks to Hill. There's the screen. Off the screen. And that one's good. Hill's got 25 points in the game.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Thomas kicks to Bradley. Sullinger the screen. Bradley drives in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
And around the NBA, there are some who want to redo how the NBA lottery works. They feel it punishes teams for trying at the end of the season and instead rewards others who maybe aren't doing as well.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Boston. You know, Clark, losing teams handling losing with an eye to the future. It's a slippery slope and a very tough situation, not only for teams, but the league to try to figure out and rule on.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Well said, and I'm not sure what the answer is. I kind of like where we are with the lottery system, but it's something to reevaluate. I don't think it needs to be tinkered with at this point, though.
Sullinger a screen on Hill. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Sullinger's got 19 points.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Ellis against Bradley. Ellis dishes to Allen, and Jordan sends it back, and they get it back.
DeAndre Jordan. That's his 5th personal foul. At the line for the Celtics, Jordan Hill taking 2 shots.
And that one misses. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Jordan with a screen on Hill. Thomas passes to Jordan. Here's Sullinger, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
Almost a backboard breaker.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Checking in for yourself.
And sends George Hill to the free throw line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. Johnson, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan.
And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off of back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
There's the double team with Allen, and then Johnson with the jam.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
Thomas against Hill. He kicks it to Ellis. Pick up by Hill. Shoots a 3. They get it back. Good D by Sullinger. Celtics trail by 19. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. That's 23 points for Jared Sullinger.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
And Hill throws it down.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
And Bradley gets it to go.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Outside Hill. Ellis against Bradley. Again, the miss by Ellis.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And here is Thomas. To the paint, here's Johnson, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Outside Bradley. Here is Miles. He's guarded by Ellis. To the middle. Here's Sullinger. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Pick up by Hill for three. Ellis. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Double team on Thomas. Johnson attacking. Here's Sullinger. A second chance effort. Johnson's shot is off.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Ellis with the screen for Hill. At the elbow, it's Ellis. It's back to Hill. It's stolen by Bradley. Ellis against Thomas. From deep, Miles. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
And after his last game, you're really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Hill, a screen on Thomas. Hill drives in. Looking to end the drought. Hill, no good.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to 8 on the bucket from Miles.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Allen, a screen on Thomas. Shot from free throw range. Hill played in with a nice touch off the glass. Hill's got 30.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Here's Thomas. Double team on Thomas. It's Sullinger with the drive. Here's Johnson. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Ellis against Bradley. Looking to get back on track here. Ellis can't get it to go.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. Because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And it's Miles missing.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. That was just a terrible shot.
Now here's Thomas. Sullinger, a screen on Hill. And Thomas, here we go. Sullinger, no good. Pacers leading by 10. Hill dishes to Stuckey. It's back to Hill. But they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Off target from the wing. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Johnson. And it's Crowder in for C.J. Miles. Pass to Bradley. Wide open look. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Zeller against Ellis. Pick up by Hill from past the arc. They get the rebound. And at last, they get one to fall. Hill's got 32 points in the game. Celtics trail by 10. Now Bradley. Outside Thomas. Picked by Zeller. And Thomas, here we go. Shot by Zeller, no good.
They've shown effort and aggression in the paint right from the tip. Their rebounding edge is impressive.
And they're giving themselves extra possessions and have taken advantage of it, and that's critical. You can shoot a few lesser percentage if you're getting more opportunities at the rim.
Hill passes to George. Shoots from 14. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got assist number 8 now on the night.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Thomas against Hill. Here's Zeller, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And he bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right there for sure.
He'll take those all day.
Ellis outside. Pick up by Hill. The high post shot. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Pacers.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And talk about applying pressure to an opponent. Tonight's win will move their record to 2-0 in the season series with 2 more games left to play on their year against the Celtics.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Hill. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many goals.
4 on the clock. George, that's a 2-pointer. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. George has got 32 points.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure. Take what's available. Use the fadeaway when the defender's there on you.
Hill with it. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Paul, it seemed you were really intent on making sure you had a big impact in guiding this team to the win. Tell us what your mindset has been.
I did. I wanted to start, the second half off with a lot of energy. And, I wanted to make it a focus for myself that, I wouldn't let teams, take things away from me. So I just want to step it up and up a level.
Gentlemen, a young man imposing his will.
All right, Doris, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation. Paul George. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.